Hey everybody, my name is Jordan Castro, and I'm going to give you a quick review on why I throw the Getaway. This is the Bio Getaway. It is my favorite fairway at the moment. It is one of my favorite runs that I've been throwing. It's 167 Bio purple with a little slight dome, so it has a little bit of stability, but when I want to hit it hard, it can flip up and turn to the right. So the reason why I throw it is just, like I said, hyzer flip, straight shot, turnovers, and just the straight shots that hit a tunnel and navigate up and down to the left. So I highly recommend this disc. It is one of my favorites because it is similar to my Enforcer, but it's controllable. And that's like a huge thing, especially playing in the woods here at, like, say, W.R. Jackson, or even, say, at Winthrop. Something I know it's going to be controllable and still get the same consistency, glide, and flight to it.
All right, here I go throwing the Getaway. And right there, just coming out on a little hyzer, skips off the ground and then moves to the left. Now, the Getaway is a stable control driver, being a 9-speed. So you don't expect a lot of flip up. It does say that it has a half a point of turn. It really doesn't really show in the throws, really. That right there was a sky hyzer, and again, it just held the line all the way to completion. Doing some standstills here because I wasn't feeling well this day. My timing felt off. And even with that standstill, being a worm burner, you can see it held the line the entire way as it skimmed over the grass. This right here is a more normal standstill flight, and you see that it just comes straight, very little turn, then finishes hard with the 3 for the fade. This right here was a sky turnover, just trying to see the full flight of what it does, and there you can see that the disc is very stable. This right here is a forehand, looks kind of ugly coming out, but held the line and then finished. Now for the last throw here, we're going to do a forehand turnover, and this actually stayed turned over a lot longer than I expected it to for it having the turn that it has, but it did try to come back at the end.
All right, so here we have the Getaway in the field. So the feel of the Getaway is similar to most 9-speed stable fairway drivers, very smooth in the hand, easy to get a good power grip on. Felt comfortable on release, didn't have any issues with any early releases or late releases, which is always good. This disc is, I don't want to say it's overstable, it is definitely stable. It will hold the line into some wind. As we're throwing back and forth across this field, there was wind kind of whipping in several different directions, and this held its integrity and its line throughout the majority of its flight, pretty much regardless of any angle that you put it on. It will absolutely hold up to power. I would say it's quite torque resistant. In this plastic, the Biofuzion, I can see it beating in and being more of a versatile workhorse in the bag the more and more that you throw it. On forehands, very comfortable despite the bad release there. Comes out smooth and gives you a nice stable finish. Again, I think it'll hold up well. This was thrown into a headwind on a little bit of anhyzer, and it still has enough stability to fight its way back out at the end and give you that subtle finish that you're looking for. Where I think this disc shines is just ripping it on a straight line, getting a dependable straight flight with a smooth fade at the end. It's not going to skip and go crazy on you. It's going to leave you in good position. And on slight force flex shots like this, I think it's also really going to shine because of that dependability at the end. The Getaway in the Biofuzion plastic is getting a final rating of in the trunk. This disc for me did a lot of things really, really well. In particular, throwing disc across an open field into some pretty substantial wind in different directions, it held up very well, maintaining its integrity of angle and lines throughout most of the flight, especially into headwinds when thrown hard and flat or even with a touch of anhyzer. It held up well, it did not turn and burn. There was a good amount of torque resistance on this disc. To me, it had a very similar feel to a Innova Thunderbird or a CD2 from Discmania. Not quite as stable out of the box, a good amount of workability. This disc will let you do a lot of things, and like I said, it does a lot of things really, really well. I think I just need a little bit more time with it in the field, or in an actual course before I can actually categorize it as in the bag, but I have to say it is very, very close.
The Getaway is getting the rating of in the bag. I can see why Jordan likes to have this disc in his bag. It falls in the line of control drivers, and with a control driver, what you want to have is a predictable flight, knowing how far it's going to go before it breaks out. With the Getaway that we tested, I didn't really see any negative turn, but I suspect that it's just enough to keep the disc going straight for long enough before it hits its fade. Jordan also told us that he has multiple plastics of the Getaway for slightly different flight characteristics. I think the Getaway is a good addition to the dynamic lineup of control drivers, and having one disc, one mold that you can throw in varying plastics to get different flights is always an advantage. And that's why it's in the bag.
So I want to thank Dynamic Discs for the support, and thank you to Ace Run for letting me be a part of their productions. And if you want to just kind of keep up with what I'm doing, you can follow me on Instagram or hit me up on Facebook. It's Jordan_Castro 1. So look forward to a lot of reviews, giveaways, and social media posts. So thank you.